Hey everybody, it's Alex here with Game Watcher. I'm here with Mo Fadl.
Exactly.
I got it right. You're basically the esports boss man at Wargaming, right?
The esports slave, as I would say, yes.
And it's a pretty exciting time for you. We've just seen a really exciting upset match. How are you feeling about how the finals have gone so far? We're not quite at the grand finals yet. They're coming up just in a minute. But how are you feeling about it all?
It's a blast, completely. We never expected anything like this. We have the crowds coming, queues of thousands of people. The games are stunning. Everything just seems to be perfect. You just wait for someone to, hey, wake up. And
then you're in the hotel room and it's Thursday night.
Yes, let's prepare the grand final. And we're just,
So it's been a lot of hard work. The game's obviously changed so much over the last year. Do you feel like you're now in a sweet spot for competition?
I think we are moving in the right direction. To be honest, we made a very big change a few months ago. As you can see, the game changed completely for us. Completely, it's very fast, very aggressive, very tactical, very surprising changes happening. Like one moment to the other, the whole game swaps over because of the right move. It was necessary. Last year we had so many draws, camping games. We were not esports ready. We were not. Now the teams helped us tremendously. They worked with us for over 6 months. The global best teams worldwide helped us to kill 12 different mods. We had over 12 mods, which was, hey, maybe this, maybe that.
Yeah.
And they killed them all, except the last one. And they were right. We implemented it now. And all our numbers in the last few months, since we implemented 3 months now, all are skyrocketing, all are going in all regions. So the viewership, participant numbers, people who follow it, everything is increasing. So it was the right move.
Do you ever worry about the pace of the game? Obviously, it's a much slower, more methodical game than many esports. Was there ever a temptation when you were doing changes to really speed it up a bit or make any changes like that? Is that ever a concern?
We had some voices saying, hey, make it double the fast everything and double fast tanks, but then we lose it. Then we don't have to be World of Tanks. Then we be something World of Cyber Speed or whatever.
Yeah.
We don't say, no, we have to find a way. The players, the millions of players in the world, around the world, love World of Tanks, this game. So we had to find a way to make it into esports that is accessible, understandable, fun, and shows what tremendous skill those guys have.
So you guys spoke about the bronze, silver, gold tier stuff yesterday. I thought that was really interesting. I'm curious, there's a couple of queries I have about that. I mean, the first is, it's different to, you seem to be getting directly involved more than many companies are with actual teams at a team level, especially even to the point of doing salaried teams.
Yes.
How do you know where to draw the line of what is too much developer involvement?
So we are very, very involved, it's true. Even we're starting with the Silver League. The Bronze League is a big grassroots fun tournament, starting ladder system. We have hundreds of thousands of people playing that. It's like a ranked system we get up. Silver is like between 42 and 48, depends on the teams, depends on the region. There we already get involved because we help the teams. Hey guys, you need sponsors. What do you need to have to sponsor? You need to fulfill these criteria. We help teams to connect to people, to connect to talent, give them visibility, promote them over channels, so they make the next step. And the gold teams, they get a salary from us. And yes, people say, hey, we're very involved. I said yes, but the reason behind is because we want to get independent. We want the teams to, it's like we grow up something, like the branch, the esports scene, and we wanted to be able to live without us. It's like, because I have to give you a bit more insight about the salary thing, the top 12 teams in each region will get a salary, 750,000 per region per year. We will split it in half. Half of this salary, they will get paid based on their rankings. So the best teams get the most money. But the other half, we want the teams to create a brand around themselves, meaning they have to be active on Twitch, make YouTube videos around themselves, create a followership, get some visibility, be hyped. And if we see this, they get paid by us the other half and more. And so even if a team is not super performing, but they have a very strong brand they created around them, we pay them. We make them sure that they have the money they need. And ideally, this is where the hint come in, these teams, all of them, the top 12 teams, will realize, hey, we get now suddenly Twitch money. Twitch will pay us. YouTube is paying us because of our streams and our viewerships and our ads we put in there. Sponsors get, once these teams, because they have more visibility, they have a strong followership. So in the end, they realize, hey, I get so much more money than what I had just salary, prize money, and ideally, then they understand, I don't need only Wargaming. I can really sustain on myself with my team, no matter which game comes, no matter which publisher or developer comes. We don't need only any one of them. Like, we don't need them. We can sustain. I have 2 kids and a wife, and I said I could never be a pro player because I would be afraid. What if we fail next year? Our seasons, we drop out of the season, or the game said, hey, we stop this.
Or your sponsor gets angry.
Yes, what then? You're depending so much on so many factors in your life. So I could say, hey guys, we can never do this. I could never be a pro player. What would it need for me to be a pro player? I was thinking like this, and everyone like, hey, let's start doing this, and then I need to be sure I get the money to pay the bills. So how can I make sure I get the money to pay the bills? I create a brand around my team. We have our followership, we have our Twitch streamers, we have our investors, sponsors, whatever going over these channels which secure our stability. The thing is, we have to help people to get to this level, and this is what we do. In the meantime, we pay them a lot more, we promote them, we help them. But the idea goal is that esports is able to sustain without any big help of developers.
And I think this is really interesting because the attitude of you guys, where you are not necessarily looking down on or competitive to other esport titles. I mean, you're in an interesting position because you are perhaps without a rival in the arena. You're not going to get Valve promote League because they're more interested in Dota. But even so, you seem very dedicated to growing esports as a whole,
Yes.
not just in tanks. How did you reach that? Because that's really brave, I think.
It comes really down, to be honest, it's about the core of Wargaming. I work for other companies, but I can say Victor has this clear vision that he's very community driven. And he said, hey guys, we're free to play, free to win. We get so much from the community. Let us do something in return. And when he said, hey, let's do esports, and he sees as well, esports has the potential to be way more. Right now, we try to label it. Hey, it's a sports. We get Olympics. It's not. It's so much more than a sports. It's evolution of entertainment. It's happening. It's in the core. It's Twitch happening around it. YouTube. They use this content creation. If we label it now, and as a company, we try to hold it down because it fits our market needs, it's wrong. Mm-hmm. Because then we kill it. Because maybe our game one day will have a lifetime cycle. And what then with these guys? We just drop them? No. It's not healthy. We don't want this. We have a responsibility. We create something, and then we leave a little mark, a footstep in history, which is seen back. Hey, it was a good move. And this is something we believe in.
That's fair, and I suppose it's helpful for you that you can potentially, if you decide to turn, say, Warships, which I've played a bit of and think is very interesting as a game, into a competitive thing, you've built the groundwork not just for tanks.
Exactly. This as well. Sure, we are a business, and sure, we have like the vision and the core, but with this model, it allows not only us, it allows everyone, every gamer outside, every publisher, every game company to be esports, because if we build now a foundation, we're not marketeers. We should not try, hey, this is my market, I want all players just for me. It's not helpful. It's not helpful. We all want passion. We all entertainers. We're all geeks. We're all gamers. Yeah. It's our chance to be better. I don't want to say that bankers and stuff are evil. I would never say that. But it's our chance that we can be better. We can say, hey, there's maybe a different way to do things as well, where everyone gets something to eat.
That's fair. So, just spoke about the salaries, and I want to. The first thing that came into my mind, perhaps it's a slightly potentially negative thing. Perhaps it says more about me that I thought this than anything else. But the first thing that came to my mind was envision a nightmare scenario. There's a salaried team, and they have a top player, and you guys are obviously doing the salary stuff, and that player says or does something that's hugely reprehensible. Where do you guys stand on that? Is that then going to be at that point down to the team? Are you going to be saying to them, look, this isn't acceptable?
No, honestly, let's say player, we give the salary a big chunk to the team, because as well we want to say we don't want each player individually, because then we start the politics inside. We had this first, hey, we should play each player. When we said, no, because then they will have like drama in between, politics in between. Why do they get? So if you say, hey guys, your team is getting this chunk, this prize money, this promotion content, and now is one of these players is damaging, like really saying something, oh man, Mo eats babies. Okay, then we could. What we want is to be able to sit down with a team, with a player. Very honest, we have so many chats, Skype calls with the pro players. We're daily contact with them. Say, guys, if there's something, we have to be very honest, because if he just wants to damage us or whatever, or his team, then we say, is that what you want? Is that what the team wants? Is it in your interest? If we just say, hey, I love League of Legends so much, I said, perfect, me too.
Yeah,
I play like crazy. So in the end, if we, for me, and I think for Wargaming, to make something very, very damaging, you have to be insulting a person, a human being. And this is then nothing to do with Wargaming or gaming anymore. It's just a human factor. Say, hey, you have to insult a person. So I don't think anything with the player can really damage or hurt us, because in the end we are free and we don't want limits. And hey, you only have to speak very good about. No, this is why we don't want this. We want to make them independent. They should be able to stand up and say, here, I stream 50 games and I like them all. Good. I like other companies, maybe competitors from all. Yes, do it. You're a free mind. Use it.
I think it's really interesting that you guys are like that, because I think so many companies would not be. So
We're
I have
lucky.
to give you credit.
We're very lucky. I have to be honest as well. We are lucky that we be able to make such tests and so be ourselves very honest. It's true.
Independent company.
Exactly. That's why. We are very blessed right now, thanks to the players, because in the end, without millions of players, I would not sit here.
Yeah.
So let's be honest.
Okay, so all that stuff's coming up, but let's talk about other future stuff.
Yes.
So, Xbox, and that on a competitive level.
Yes.
Is that an intention? Is that something you'd like to do? Is that something that Microsoft would like to do with you, do you think?
For sure. Console will be grazing over the time, like tablets the same. The thing is, when you see now esports activities and events happening right now on Xbox or other, they are often like very aggressive. Even in between, when I see players, they're screaming at each other, throwing stuff at.
Oh, the Call of Duty ones.
I didn't say anything. I was like, wow.
I said that.
What the? Why do you? The thing is, I think we have to be very careful. Technology comes with a time, and look at esports now. The computer industry where we are is since many years. We're at the standard. We have internet. We play MMOs since years, and now just the last few years it happened to get this massive boom worldwide.
Yeah.
Before it was Korea because they have their own little infrastructure, but now it's globally, and it comes at the right time, because now we have accessibility to tablets. We can watch the streams. I have TeamSpeak on my phone. We talk, hey guys, I'm nearly home. Get my character ready. Like, stuff like this happens now. So because our computers are such a part of our day-to-day life, consoles, in my belief, are getting there. They're getting more and more attractive. But to be esports able, high level, I think it needs time.
A little bit further to go.
Yes, a little bit further to go, especially the interaction. How can we make it very healthy? Maybe it happens this year. I don't know. I can't say it. But we need this, like, we realize how to make fire. This moment, we're waiting for this moment with console that happens. And I promise you, console and tablet, I can really foresee will have esports one way or the other.
It's a different style of game as well. I think the console esport things makes more sense right now, like you said. Probably makes more sense for a traditional FPS, or indeed we were talking about fighting games for a fighting game,
Yes.
than it does right now necessarily for something like.
It's easier because tanks now as well, you can see the teams, everything it comes down to the team. Everything. You need to read the mind of your teammate next to you. And with consoles, the communication and the connection currently is not there like with PC. I have forums in PC. We have like interaction bases. Everything I do online on my PC is with friends. If it's this game, if it's this game, if it's my chatting, if it's my forums, if it's my hobbies, we share, I said nearly movies, I mean we share copies of movies which we bought.
Of course.
Yes, please, what else? So it's all online, very easy over PC. So it's made to connect.
Yeah.
And the consoles were made in the first place to sit at home, to relax, to play in the beginning it was single player.
Yeah.
And now we have this transition period.
Interesting. Okay, so there's this event, really cool venue, really cool setup. You've mentioned a couple of times, how everything's going a bit more global, the numbers are rising around the world. So when do you guys look at the step of, okay, this is obviously a venue that makes a lot of sense for the large Russian audience and Eastern European audience for the game. When do you guys look and say, maybe it's time to do something in the US or in England or something like that?
It's a good question. I think we learned we have to be very honest. When the audience is ready, when they're there and then uprise and said, hey, we want this, we do it. Right now we're looking even to Berlin is a very strong option. We had China is knocking on our door, partners there, so please make grand finals there. We have the US, LA especially, is like a heat pool a lot of players. So we said
Yeah.
there are some crucial places where we could do a grand final, but we want to be honest ourselves, because what we don't want to do is to overstep, to hey, look at us. Even though here, we could see we didn't expect so many people. We
Yeah, you could have had more.
Yes, we had like yesterday over 10,000 people there, and the hall fits 2,500, the seating. So we were like, oh, we could have been way bigger.
Yeah.
But this is something we have to learn as well. See, how is it grows? Where do we? It's exploding right now. 2 months ago, we had new changes, esports, every numbers go up. It's a complete different feeling, experience. So I don't know where we are yet. I just know it's the beginning.
Fair. So, cap it off really with, like we say, you said earlier how pleased you are with all this. What's the learning? What's the takeaway from this year? What are the things that you're going to do differently or better or whatever?
Biggest takeaway especially for events like this, is we have to treat families way better outside. I saw in the queues I have kids as well, and then so many kids, and we have a different audience in normal esports. We have, and now if I go out, I see it. We have families with baby buggies there, fathers with kids and mothers coming, watching the game, and we have to find a place as well in the audience, in the space, in our own geeky gamer environment,
Yeah.
to fit them in, because I'm a gamer since 20 years, and now I have kids myself. So I think we have to adapt that the older generation is not the older generation. It's us who grew up with gaming. Gaming is so old already.
We are the older generation.
Yes, we are the older generation. Now we have to make space that our life fits into esports scene as well. So this is a very big takeaway we saw already. We make sure that next year we're going to be bigger, brighter, and offer this what our audience who comes needs. If they need space, if they need better entertainment, food, whatever like this, what they need, diaper changing tables, who knows? It can ever. So the next 4 weeks will be very hard analytics for us to really look into all facts to improve.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. Congratulations on the event.
Thank you. Thank the team. It really is my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.